Road construction is causing some headaches for drivers. I'll explain why people are seeing more detours coming up in a live report.
We're so appreciative of everything that everybody's done.
That veteran's thanking his community for helping create a home made especially for him.
And blast off. Today, some 6th graders in Farley put their rockets to the test, seeing which ones could go the farthest, the fastest.
You're watching KCRG-TV9. Now from your 24-hour news source, this is KCRG-TV9 News at 5.
We're taking a live look at Interstate 380 on our Hiawatha City Cam. It shows another slowdown at the Boyson Road exit. That's one of several construction projects in the Cedar Rapids area, giving drivers problems. The orange cones and closed road signs are a common sight this fall.
And there's a reason you might think you're seeing more of them this year. KCRG-TV9's Phil Reed joins us live in Cedar Rapids to explain.
Well, Bruce, there's been more projects because more money has been rolling in. The city says they average $50 to $60 million a year on construction. Compare that to about a decade ago when they were only doing about $18 million. Now, one increase specifically in Cedar Rapids is the local option sales tax. That passed a few years ago to fund road projects in the city. State funding also got a boost from the new 10-cent gas tax increase. Cedar Rapids City Traffic Engineer Matt Myers says they also push workers to finish quickly so they can do even more projects.
We do consider things like length of contracts. We will use incentives and disincentives to make sure that contractors actually finish on time so that once they settle in onto a project, they actually get done as quickly as possible.
The question many frustrated drivers I spoke with today want to know is whether the city can coordinate these projects. Now, the city does tell me that they work with the Iowa DOT and other surrounding communities to coordinate some of these projects. I'll have more details on that at 6. Live in Cedar Rapids, Phil Reed, KCRG-TV9 News.
Construction at this busy intersection in Dubuque is now finished. The city added new lights to Loris Boulevard that are more visible. They also added turning lanes to Grandview Avenue. The project cost about $300,000 and the city received a grant for $250,000 for the project. Officials say they were able to stay on budget.
Let's turn to the weather now, and meteorologist Joe Winters. And Joe, in those stories we just saw, beautiful blue skies today, a lot of sunshine. Keep it coming.
We'll be able to, I think, for the next several days, along with some mild weather for October. The winds are about the only thing that we watched today that were a bit strong. You see that on our Fayette City Cam as well. The flag really blowing in the breeze, but the blue skies certainly are out there. The beautiful fall color. Cedar Rapids right now 71 degrees in Fayette. We're at 72. Decorah now at 70 degrees. South or southwest wind as high as 18 miles per hour at the present time. And those strong winds continue until the sun sets tonight. Dew points are all in the 40s and upper 30s. That means dry air is in place. And as you can see on our hourly planner, that means a very quiet evening, eventually dipping into the 50s as we head toward 8 o'clock. How long can it last? The 9-day forecast is coming up.
In a TV9 News follow-up tonight, a Des Moines teenager faces terrorism charges after investigators say he sent threatening text messages to students. West Des Moines police arrested Kieran Kelly yesterday. He's 18 years old, and investigators say he sent threatening messages to two students on October 4th. They believe he's a copycat of whoever made threats against the Johnston School District that same week. A group of hackers claimed responsibility for the cyber attack, where they sent threatening messages to many students and parents.
A Cedar Falls veteran is now 4 months away from moving into his new smart home, thanks to the Gary Sinise Foundation. Sinise is the actor who portrayed Lieutenant Dan in the movie Forrest Gump. His foundation helps veterans nationwide. Back in 2012, Taylor Morris was serving in the U.S. Navy when he lost portions of all 4 of his limbs in an IED explosion in Afghanistan. Now Morris and his wife are looking forward to a new home in Cedar Falls, one that's adapted specifically for them. KCRG-TV9's Bria Love checked out the construction of that house today.
This is the future home of retired Navy explosive ordnance disposal technician Taylor Morris. Tuesday, Morris, his family, and supporters celebrated nearing the halfway point for construction.
We're just extremely excited, to be this far along, and are anxious for that time when you guys can finally move into your new home.
It has taken 4 years to get here, but the Morrises couldn't be more excited.
We've had plenty of time to work through all the details, so it's finally, materializing.
It's customized to fit his needs. The house will be controlled by an iPad. Morris will be able to turn off lights, close the shades, and check the front door with the push of a button.
All those little things just tend to add up, and they're going to take a big load off of Danielle, all the stuff that she has to do.
This house is built with 0 steps on the main floor, so for Taylor not have to take any steps is a big thing too.
Morris's support system marked the beams of his home with these notes. Soon they will be covered with drywall, but the family will always know they're there.
We're excited to walk around and look at all the messages that people are writing out there right now.
It's this support that the Morris family says they're so thankful for.
From the second Taylor got hurt, the whole community rallied behind us while we were in D.C., so it's humbling to see everyone continue to support us 6 years later.
And they will continue until the house is finished, with the goal being February of next year. In Cedar Falls, Bria Love, KCRG-TV9 News.
That house looks awesome. Well, you've heard the phrase, it's not rocket science, but some Eastern Iowa 6th graders were literally figuring out rocket science today.
KCRG-TV9's Allison Wong went to Drexler Middle School in Farley to check it out.
These kids all made water bottle rockets, and they're seeing who can go the farthest and the highest, and it's getting pretty competitive. One by one, the kids brought their rockets to their teachers. Filled with water, the teachers pumped them with air, and then blast off. Todd Warnemont says he's been teaching the kids a rocket unit. This is a way for them to apply what they've learned in the classroom to a real-life project. 6th grader Derek Horner says he and his partner Connor Demmer took building their rocket very seriously.
Rockets are just very fun for me. I don't know if it's fun for anyone else, but I just like to see them go up and see what happens.
The teachers say this taught the kids all about engineering principles of rockets, like aerodynamics, drag, and stability. And these are all of the rockets. You can see there's lots of different colors, shapes, and sizes, and the kids have a chance to change anything they want to about their rockets before they launch them again on Friday. In Farley, Allison Wong, KCRG-TV9 News.
Well, 2 U.S. senators say they've reached a deal for health care subsidies.
They say this deal would give states more flexibility for customizing Obamacare.
And doctors are trying to figure out what caused a seemingly healthy high school student to collapse at a football game. Stay with your 24-hour news source, KCRG-TV9.